Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Breaking news this morning, the death investigation and arrest that brought authorities to a church overnight in Sampson County.
And clouds are going to continue to clear out with this area of low pressure and trailing cold front coming up. I'll show you how pleasant our temperatures will stay this afternoon.
And it's time to get your next COVID-19 vaccine booster, how to get one in Wake County starting this week. We have that and so much more to get your week started here on this beautiful Monday. Thanks for joining us. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
And I'm Jeff Hogan. Yeah, thanks for making us part of your routine here as we get a Monday started together. A beautiful one on the way. You know, That whole temperature shift over the weekend going to continue, but with a little more sunshine. And Peter Sherwood in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now.
It is evident where we are seeing the clouds this morning. It's mainly in our eastern counties. With the sun rising, we're able to check out our visible satellite, and we are seeing a lot of cloud cover across Rocky Mount down into Sampson County. Sunshine going on this hour in Raleigh, Durham, Sanford, and we expect the sun to persist this afternoon as we take a live look at our WRAL Live Cam network. You can see just Goldsboro there on this set of cameras dealing with the clouds this morning. That is going to change as they continue to march towards the east. Where we are seeing more cloud cover, though, it is a little bit milder. Clouds overnight really act like a blanket, and that's why it's 64 degrees in Goldsboro, 65 in Rocky Mount, and 55 degrees out there in Roxborough right now. Sunshine will be in full effect today, and we're going to climb to 82 degrees. Now, I do want to point out that we are watching the coast here, off the coast of Florida into North Carolina. We could potentially see a non-tropical low develop over the next 7 days. We're looking at a 30% chance. Coming up, I'm going to show you why this system, regardless of developing, could bring rain this weekend.
All right, let's take a look at traffic. Busy morning here at 8:01 out on the roadways as you head to work. Busy Monday morning commute. 17-minute delay coming in from I-87 on coming in from the Knightdale area. 4 minutes. US 1 towards Apex. US 1 south. 11 minutes from Wake Forest. So plenty of extra time this morning as you head out the door. Coming in towards the Creedmoor area, Glenwood Avenue. That crash. We're working to learn exactly what caused it. But on our delays, it's not, or on our sensors, it's not causing any delays. Here's our map. That intersection is clear at this point, so that's good news. We have another crash to tell you about off of Pool Road. It's not on 440, so that's the good news. It's on Pool Road. Again, the sensor's not picking up any delays. Over on 440 westbound, though, there is that crash that's lingering near Capitol Boulevard. A lot of delays that back up towards the New Bern Avenue interchange. Here's our live camera at 440 at Capitol Boulevard. You can see at the top of the screen, that's where the congestion is. As soon as you get to Capitol Boulevard, it should free up, and you should be smooth sailing after that. Michelle and Jeff?
Thanks, Brad. We've been following breaking news in the overnight hours out of Sampson County. One person is in custody in connection with a death investigation at a church. Deputies were called to Mount Carmel Church of God of Prophecy in Autryville around 11 last night. Our crew in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker saw a car being towed from that parking lot. We're working to find out what happened and what charges the person taken into custody could face.
Starting this week, you can get the new COVID-19 vaccine through the Wake County Health Department. You can make an appointment today. And WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is live at a Wake County vaccine clinic with all the details on how to make an appointment, Kelsey.
Public Health is offering the new Moderna vaccine at all of their locations for their clinics, including here on Sunnybrook Road. Now, this comes as the CDC is now recommending that new booster for everyone over the age of 6 months. The county's vaccination locations are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Appointments are required. This rollout will be different than the others. It's the first time the vaccines won't be covered by the government, but you can get it free through government-run programs or if you have insurance. UNC Health infectious disease expert Dr. David Wall says this booster is the best way to protect yourself against new variants.
We know that in previous years, every winter that we've had COVID, we've had surges and spikes in cases. So there's no reason to think that won't happen again.
And as we're entering the fall and winter months, it's also time to get your flu and RSV vaccines. Now, Dr. Wall says that it is safe to get all three vaccines, COVID, flu, and RSV, at the same time. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
A Wake Forest man charged with stabbing his wife to death will be in court this afternoon. Wake County investigators charged 63-year-old Swan Tan Pham yesterday with murdering his wife, 58-year-old Hui T. Leong. He is in jail without bond. Investigators say Pham stabbed his wife on September 5th around 11:30 in the morning on Ligon Mill Road in Wake Forest. She died at the hospital. The sheriff's office says they did not charge Pham the day of the stabbing because detectives were trying to determine whether self-defense was involved.
A Garner man is facing dozens of animal cruelty charges and is due in court this afternoon. The Wake County Sheriff's Office found more than 200 animals at a property on Trudy Lane in Garner. It included sheep, cows, goats, chickens, and others. Some of them were dead. Most of them were starving. Several needed to be humanely euthanized. Others were taken to rehabilitation facilities. A neighbor who didn't want to go on camera told WRAL the problems there had been going on for months.
They were like all messed up, like they were skinny, they couldn't walk, but it was mostly just like the little chickens. And it was bad.
Yeah, one of the property's caretakers, Ronald Kearney, will be in court today facing 90 counts of animal cruelty. Another man also faced a misdemeanor charge.
The Union for Durham Sanitation Workers plans to hold a rally tonight in front of City Hall, and that comes after Durham City Manager proposed a one-time bonus for city workers that the union calls insufficient. Those workers say the offer is only a fraction of what they're asking for. If approved, the bonuses will come from sales tax revenue. Durham is working on a compensation study, which will be voted on in the spring of next year. Workers will rally at 6:30 tonight, which is when the City Council holds its meeting.
A citywide curfew for anyone under the age of 18 will be a topic of a special meeting tonight in Fayetteville. The ordinance would make it unlawful for those ages 16 and 17 to be in any public place from midnight to 5 a.m. on weekdays, 1 to 5 a.m. on weekends. The curfew would go into effect for kids 16 and under at 11 o'clock each night. Council members will talk about whether to modify this ordinance or throw out the idea altogether. That meeting is at 7 tonight.
Well, this is day 4 of the United Auto Workers strike against the big 3 automakers, and there's still no deal in sight. More than 12,000 union members are on strike at 3 key assembly plants. UAW President Shawn Fain says the union is prepared to have more workers walk out at more plants if they have to. The union represents about 146,000 workers at Ford, GM, and Stellantis. Workers are asking for a 40% hourly wage hike through 2027, including an immediate 20% boost and a reduced 32-hour work week. Ford says it is indefinitely laying off 600 workers at a Michigan plant, and General Motors told workers in Kansas that their factory would probably be shut down later this week.
Tough start for the season for the New England Patriots. It continues after they dropped another tough one last night. Sunday Night Football ended late. Maybe you missed it. Miami Dolphins jumped out to a 17-3 halftime lead and held on for a 24-17 win. Patriots are 0-2 to start the season. Division rival Dolphins 2-0. Tonight, the Panthers will be looking to get their first win of the season. It's their home opener. They are hosting the New Orleans Saints at Bank of America Stadium. Monday Night Football, and WRL's Chris Lee and Pat Welter will be there. We'll have live coverage before and after the game. Kickoff is at 7:15 tonight on ESPN.
Well, coming up for us, a South Carolina man is recovering after a shark bit him on the face.
The scariest thing I've probably ever been through in my life. I've been in bad car accidents and nothing like this.
He describes the attack that happened while he was surfing.
Also, a warning for you this morning about a portable generator. The recall after 3 people were severely burned. (8:12) is the time right now on our Monday morning. A live look in the Bull City at Durham, where temperatures are certainly comfortable. The muggy meter has dropped down to tolerable. It's all coming together here for a nice mid-fall or mid-September fall day. And Peter Sherwood in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now with a look at what's ahead.
It's going to feel like a mid-September day as well, with a lot of sunshine and temperatures right where they should be for this time of the year. Our clouds are clearing out this morning. We're going to see sunshine for this afternoon, and tonight our temperatures will be on the chilly side. We have this area of low pressure and cold front that will continue to pull away from us. As it continues to do so, we will get winds to move in out of the north and west. That northwesterly flow will allow us to see lower humidity and plenty of sunshine. High pressure will build in, so it's going to be a dry one as we head throughout the day as well, with a few clouds building in again as we head into the late afternoon and evening. We are going to be dry for the entire week, all thanks to the high pressure system. So if you need to get some yard work done each and every day this week, will be a great day to get it done outside. But just keep in mind, you may want to turn those sprinklers on, as we are looking at our rain chances at 0%. Come this weekend, our rain chances are set to increase. There is a 30% chance we can see a non-tropical low pressure system develop off the coast of Florida up into the Carolinas. There's a 30% chance of that. Regardless of development, we're still going to see some rain across our region, with this area of low pressure developing and then extending to the north, bringing the rain as far north as North Carolina and Virginia heading into Saturday. There's still a lot in question with this, and we have to stay tuned to the forecast. What we do know is that confidence is increasing. We are going to see rain Friday night into Saturday night. We are watching the models very closely. There are still some differences with our models in terms of how strong this system is going to get and where it will track. If it moves onshore, we are likely to see some higher totals develop for us as we head into the weekend. Checking out Hurricane Nigel that formed this morning with winds at 80 miles per hour. This is going to continue to move to the northwest and rapidly intensify into a Category 3 hurricane. This will likely be our next major hurricane of the season and move just to the east of Bermuda. That's certainly good news there. The island could potentially see some rough surf or some rip currents. Then it's going to weaken by the weekend into a Category 1 hurricane and a tropical storm by Saturday. We have another tropical wave that could move off the coast of Africa. There's a 70% chance of development with that one. That one could potentially strengthen into a tropical depression. So 82 today, a lot of sunshine, 84 on Wednesday, 80 degrees on Friday. We have rain building in for the weekend. That's going to knock our temperatures down into the 70s. Brett?
Thanks, Peter. Let's take a look at traffic. It's a busy morning here at 8:14, and there are a number of crashes out there on the roadways. You can see all of our icons out there. It looks like we have 8 active crashes that we're tracking right now. The first one we're going to zoom in just happened a few minutes ago. It's off of 540 near Six Forks Road. As we get this map to zoom in there it is. And there are lots of delays. I-540 westbound there near Six Forks Road, Creedmoor Road. Working to learn what exactly caused that crash and if any lanes are blocked. Looks like there's plenty of delays on 540 right now. On Creedmoor Road near Glenwood Avenue, that's another crash that we're continuing to monitor, but it's not causing any major delays on the sensor, so that's good news. Out over in Orange County, I-40 eastbound coming in near NC 86. That's a crash that happened about 20 minutes or so ago. Looks like it's damage only, not causing any significant delays, but we'll keep an eye out on that one as well. Take our map view here, and this is our map into Durham. All of our delay boards here, just a couple of minutes here and there on any of our major routes heading into the Durham area. The big story, though, is coming into Raleigh right now, down to a 3-minute delay on I-87. That was up to nearly 20 minutes at one point. 4 minutes coming in from Apex. Still 11 minutes coming in from Wake Forest.
Breaking in the WRAL Live Center, more legal action from Hunter Biden and his attorneys. Within the last 30 minutes, we've learned that they are suing the IRS. They are claiming that agents targeted the president's son to embarrass him. The lawsuit alleges that IRS agents illegally released Hunter Biden's tax information and that the IRS failed to protect his private records. Hunter Biden is seeking all documents involving the disclosure of tax information, $1,000 for each unauthorized disclosure, as well as attorney's fees covered with this lawsuit. All right, thanks, Renee. The Edgecombe County Sheriff's Office is asking for help in locating two missing teenagers. These are the girls who are looking for 17-year-old Erica Ramirez Lopez, seen here on the left, and 16-year-old Amalia Ramirez Lopez. She is on the right. Erica was wearing a red shirt, black shorts, and pink shoes. Amalia was wearing a black shirt, black pants, and blue shoes. The girls are sisters, and deputies say they likely ran away. Erica and Amalia were last seen at Jerry Dixon Mobile Home Park on Saturday morning. And we're also working to learn more about a serious motorcycle crash in Fayetteville. This happened on I-295 near Ramsey Street on Sunday afternoon. Video from the WRAL breaking news tracker shows a badly damaged motorcycle being hauled away. Troopers on the scene tell us the rider was badly hurt but alive at last report. We're trying to learn his name and condition and the cause of this crash.
Young Democrats are calling for changes to state and federal gun laws. They rallied yesterday in downtown Raleigh to speak out against gun violence. Among the speakers was Tennessee State Representative Justin Jones. He was expelled in April for violating decorum rules by participating in a gun control protest on the House floor in his state. He was later reelected in a special election.
We must protect our kids. We must protect people over guns, and that's a very simple message, but it's something that we've yet to see action from many of our Republican lawmakers across the nation, and so we're hoping that they will heed that call.
Nothing is more important right now. People over guns is a message we've been saying for over 10 years. We're not being listened to by this legislature, so we have to get louder, we have to be consistent, and we have to show them that our voices matter.
Reform bill sitting.
The rally at Halifax Mall was organized in response to the UNC on-campus shooting on August 28th that killed a UNC professor. There was another gun scare on campus last week in which no one was hurt. Suspects are in custody in both cases. President Joe Biden is speaking out about the Republican-led House impeachment inquiry. The president was asked about the inquiry Sunday, and he answered with a smile and told reporters lots of luck. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy announced Tuesday he was directing 3 House committees to launch an impeachment inquiry. McCarthy says the impeachment inquiry is a logical next step following months of investigations into the president and his son, Hunter. In addition to the inquiry, Congress also faces a September 30th deadline to fund the government to avert a shutdown.
And today, Biden is in New York for the annual United Nations General Assembly. He is set to address world leaders tomorrow. Russia's invasion of Ukraine is expected to be top of mind. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will be at the assembly in person for the first time since the war started. He'll be making his case for support for his country directly to the General Assembly.
Lawyers for former President Donald Trump are once again filing court papers to get federal judge Tanya Chutkin to recuse herself from the election interference case. Judge Chutkin has overseen a number of cases involving defendants charged in the January 6th attack. Now, Trump's lawyers also argue his political successes mean his prosecution could be viewed as biased. Judge Chutkin will ultimately make the decision whether she should recuse herself. While Trump's ask is a long shot based on the law, his filings could be used in appeals later if he is convicted.
A warning for you this morning after 3 people were severely burned by portable generators. Around 64,000 portable generators have been called back. They're from the brand Generac, and it impacts types GP17500E and GP15000E. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the generator's fuel tanks may not vent properly, and that could cause pressure to build up and expel fuel when opened. 27 incidents have been reported so far. If you own one of these generators, stop using it immediately and contact the company for a free repair kit. Part of White Street in Wake Forest will be closed today as crews install 2 new water services. The road will be closed between East Owen Avenue and East Jones Avenue from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. today. Water and sewer service will not be affected. A detour will be posted for drivers.
In Florida, some locals consider New Smyrna Beach to be the shark bite capital of the world, especially after 5 reported incidents there in the last 4 months. And now a 38-year-old surfer from South Carolina knows why it has that reputation. Mark Somerset was visiting that area to enjoy the surf from Hurricane Lee when a shark attacked and took a bite of his face.
Pressure. It wasn't a slash, it was pressure. And I'll tell you, that pressure, it was like a crunch. I heard the crunch. It just felt like I said, a bear trap just crunching on my face.
Took about 20 stitches to close the wounds on his face.
Oh my goodness, glad he's okay though. Wow. Well, downtown Raleigh was the perfect destination this weekend to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. La Fiesta del Pueblo on Fayetteville Street wrapped up last night. There was live music and dance performances, vendors, food trucks, educational booths, and activities for the whole family.
I feel like this event is much needed. We have a very diverse Hispanic and Latin American community here in Raleigh, and I feel like it's a chance for small business owners from like minorities to come and represent their culture.
La Fiesta del Pueblo is the Triangle's largest festival celebrating Latin American culture.
A 28-acre wonderland of exotic plants from all over the globe is back open for visitors in Raleigh. The Juniper Level Botanic Garden is connected with Plant Delights Nursery, which has customers from as far away as Thailand and Japan ordering from right here in Raleigh. Now, it opens for the public only once each season, and if you missed it this weekend, you still have this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday when you can visit. You can learn more about Juniper Level Botanic Garden and their open garden days on their website. We're at 8:23 right now. Sanitation workers are pushing for better pay in Durham. What they plan to do today after they say the city's new offer is just not enough.
And a strike against the nation's big three car makers has now entered its fourth straight day. The consequences that are starting to grow.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
A good Monday morning. Time now is 8:26. I'm Michelle McConaughey. A beautiful start weather-wise to our week. Meteorologist Peter Sherwood standing by with our forecast. A good day to fly, a good day to do anything. Peter.
Right. As you take a look at the Raleigh Durham Airport this morning, we are seeing a lot more sunshine out there at RDU. Check out our temperatures right now. It's 63 degrees and in Durham, 66 in Fayetteville, and 65 for Rocky Mount right now. This afternoon, it's going to be seasonable with a high temperature of 82 degrees and a lot of sunshine building in.
All right, let's take a look at traffic here. And we got a number of crashes out there on the roadways. The first one we're going to zoom in on is on 540 at Six Forks Road. It's causing lots of backups, lots of reds on the sensors on I-540 westbound. So if you're using that near the Creedmoor Road interchange, Six Forks Road as well, give yourself plenty of extra time. Another crash to tell you about is on Glenwood Avenue near Creedmoor Road. That one not causing any major delays in the sensors. Then over in Orange County, I-40 eastbound, a crash at NC 86. Keep an eye out for that as well, Michelle.
Thanks, Brett. Starting this week, new COVID-19 vaccines will be available through the Wake County Health Department. Appointments are required. The CDC recommends the new vaccines for everyone 6 months and older. And breaking news out of Sampson County, one person is in custody in connection to a death investigation in a church. Deputies were called to the Mount Carmel Church of God and of Prophecy in Autryville around 11 o'clock last night. We are working to find out exactly what happened. Next on Fox 50, what sanitation workers are doing today in Durham in an effort to boost their pay. And next on Today, inside the Patriots Gillette Stadium on game night.
Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
This area of low pressure and trailing cold front will continue to pull away from North Carolina. Coming up, I'll show you the pleasant conditions it will leave behind.
And we're following breaking news. It was a busy night at a church in Sampson County. What we know about a death investigation there.
And protect yourself from the new COVID variant. The new options for getting a booster vaccine starting this week. Happy that you're starting your Monday with us at 8:30 right now. I'm Jeff Hogan.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. Happy we're starting this work week with a beautiful day. I mean, you walk outside, it's a little on the chilly side, but it's going to warm up later today. It's going to be gorgeous.
Yeah. Sunshine.
Sunshine.
Yeah. Peter Sherwood in the WRAL Severe Weather Center right now with a look at that satellite. We see some clouds out there, but moving on.
It's evident where we see the cloud cover this morning, mainly in our eastern counties. We are going to continue to get it to clear out, and we should see a lot of sunshine heading into the afternoon. Raleigh, Sanford, Durham, you're seeing those bright conditions this morning. We see it on our WRAL Live Cam network where it's bright at the DBAP. Apex seeing lovely sunny conditions, and in Goldsboro, you guys still have some clouds out there. Those clouds are going to continue to move out. As we check out our temperatures right now, we're at 65 degrees in the Triangle, a little bit cooler in Roxborough at 57 and 66 in Fayetteville. This afternoon, we're heading to 82 degrees. It is going to be nice out there with mostly sunny conditions around, and then evening temperatures falling off into the 70s and the 60s. Coming up, I'm going to show you why comfortable highs will stay with us all week long.
All right, thanks, Peta. Breaking news out of Sampson County. One person is in custody in connection to a death investigation at a church. Deputies were called to the Mount Carmel Church of God of Prophecy in Autryville around 11 o'clock last night. Our crew in the WRAL Breaking News Tracker saw a car being towed from that parking lot. This morning, we are working to find out what happened and what charges the person taken into custody could face.
Starting this week, you can get the new COVID-19 vaccine through the Wake County Health Department, and you can make an appointment today. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey joins us now and tells us how to get that next booster shot. Kelsey, good morning.
Jeff, good morning. Wake County Public Health is going to be offering the new Moderna booster at all of their clinics, including the one here on Sunnybrook Road, starting today. Now, this comes as the CDC is now recommending that everyone over the age of 6 months get that new vaccine. The county's vaccination locations are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Appointments are required. This vaccine rollout will be different than the others. It's the first time the vaccines won't be covered by the government, but you can get it free through some government-run programs, or if you have insurance. UNC Health infectious disease expert Dr. David Wall says this is the best way to make sure that you have less symptoms if you catch the virus.
A real good reason to get the vaccine is your symptoms might be much milder. The other thing we're learning is that people who are up to date on their vaccines have less risk of long COVID.
And as we're entering into the fall and winter months, it's also time for people to get the flu and RSV vaccines. Dr. Wall says that it is safe for people to get all 3 shots, COVID, flu, and RSV at the same time. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Raleigh.
A Wake Forest man charged with stabbing his wife to death will be in court this afternoon. Wake County investigators charged 63-year-old Swan Tan Pham yesterday with murdering his wife, 58-year-old Hui T. Leung. He is in jail without bond. Investigators say Pham stabbed his wife on September 5th around 11:30 a.m. on Ligon Mill Road in Wake Forest. She died at the hospital. The sheriff's office says they did not charge Pham the day of the stabbing because detectives were trying to determine whether self-defense was involved.
A Garner man who is facing dozens of animal cruelty charges is due in court this afternoon. The Wake County Sheriff's Office found more than 200 animals at a property on Trudy Lane in Garner. That includes sheep, cows, goats, chickens, and other animals. Some of them were dead. Most of them were starving. Several needed to be humanely euthanized. Others were taken to rehabilitation facilities. One of the property's caretakers, Ronald Kearney, will be in court today facing 90 counts of animal cruelty. Another man also faced a misdemeanor charge.
The suspect in the deadly shooting at UNC will be back in court tomorrow. Tylay Chi is charged with first-degree murder and is being held without bond. Chi is accused of shooting and killing Dr. Zijie Yan, prompting a campus lockdown.
Tonight, Durham sanitation workers will rally at City Hall to push for higher pay. WRAL's Monica Casey joins us now from Durham, where workers say that offer from the city, Monica, just isn't enough for them.
City Council meets here at City Hall at 7 tonight, and the sanitation workers say they'll be rallying before that meeting at 6:30. This group of employees says they are overworked and underpaid, and this latest offer from the city doesn't fix that issue. The city manager has proposed $3,000 bonuses for city employees who make less than $57,000 annually, $2,500 bonuses to those who make between $57,000 and $90,000. And a $2,000 bonus for employees who make more than $90,000. Part-time employees would also receive a $1,500 bonus. The city says these bonuses would cost a total of $6.5 million coming from the fund balance. The sanitation workers who went on strike earlier this month were asking for $5,000 bonuses, and they're sticking to that demand. Durham is also working on a compensation study. Recommendations could be available as soon as early January. Now, these bonuses aren't officially on tonight's agenda, but we may see some discussion of them, and those workers will be here. They are on Thursday's agenda during the City Council work session. In Durham, Monica Casey, WRAL News.
Monica, thanks for that. A citywide curfew for anyone under the age of 18 will be the topic of a special meeting tonight in Fayetteville. The ordinance would make it unlawful for those ages 16 and 17 to be in any public place from midnight to 5 a.m. on weekdays and 1 to 5 a.m. on weekends. The curfew would go into effect for kids 16 and under at 11 o'clock each night. Council members will talk about whether to modify that ordinance or throw away that idea altogether. That meeting is at 7 o'clock tonight.
This is day 4 of the United Auto Workers strike against the big 3 automakers, and there's still no deal in sight. More than 12,000 union members are on strike at 3 key assembly plants. UAW President Shawn Fain says the union is prepared to have more workers walk out at more plants if they have to. The union represents about 146,000 workers at Ford, GM, and Stellantis. Workers are asking for a 40% hourly wage hike through 2027, including an immediate 20% boost and a reduced 32-hour work week.
Okay, this is very important to me. You know, we have a hard time feeding our family, paying our bills and everything. So this means a lot.
In response to the strike, Ford says it was indefinitely laying off 600 workers at a Michigan plant, and General Motors told workers at a car plant in Kansas that their factory would probably be shut down later this week.
This morning, the future of Wake County's trees will be the topic of discussion among local leaders. The County Board's Growth and Sustainability Committee will get an update on the status of the county's tree canopy. Wake County lost more than 11,000 acres of tree canopy between 2010 and 2020. The committee will talk about the best places to plant trees in the coming years and what areas need to focus on conservation efforts. Their virtual meeting will get started at 10 o'clock this morning.
UNC spent millions fighting a lawsuit about race-based admissions, where that money went and why the school may now be facing millions in more legal fees.
And a grim discovery, the missing persons report for former NFL player Sergio Brown that led to his mother's body.
And clear, cool, and refreshing. You're looking live at Clinton this morning. Beautiful and sunny there. Meteorologist Peter Sherwood tells us how long this pleasant weather will stick around. Happy Monday. What a nice way to start the week, right? Look at this beautiful sunny look over Raleigh this morning. Temperatures feeling really nice out there. Meteorologist Peter Sherwood is here with us this morning. Peter, it is feeling comfy out there, and this is going to stick around for a little while.
Michelle, you know, looking at our muggy meter here in the comfy category just makes you want to get outside. Listen, do it today. We have low humidity around. It's going to feel amazing. Remember that area of low pressure I showed you in the last half hour? That will continue to pull away from us here in North Carolina, and all the moisture associated with it in the green will clear out as well. High pressure will settle in, and it is going to be a fantastic day, and these kind of conditions will continue into tomorrow. So let me show you here what I'm talking about in terms of our muggy meter all week long, remaining in the 50s for most of the week, then heading into the tolerable category for the end of the week as dew points, that measure of moisture in the atmosphere, expected to climb into the lower 60s. Let's go ahead and take a look at our temperatures, because our temperatures are also going to be near normal for this time of the year. 82 for the afternoon high, 84 on Wednesday, 80 degrees on Friday. Temperatures early in the morning will be cool and refreshing. Tuesday morning is going to be a little bit cooler compared to this morning, getting down to 56 degrees, 57 on Wednesday. And then to start the day on Thursday, we'll be at 60 degrees. It is going to feel nice. But looking ahead into the end of September and the beginning of October, it's really hard to imagine that I'm already talking about October, but we expect temperatures to trend above normal for this time of the year in North Carolina, and we see that trend across most of the U.S. As we take a live look at Raleigh this morning, you know, I've been watching this camera all morning long, and it's just been nice to see the clouds clear out. We're seeing a lot of sunshine here over the legislative building, and plenty of sunshine will persist for all of us today. We will head to 75 degrees if you want to go and get a quick walk during your lunch break. It's going to be nice for that. 82 will be the afternoon high, with temperatures falling off into the 70s and 60s this evening. As we check out our 7-day forecast, you can see here it's going to be dry for most of this week. Rain chances staying out of the forecast up until Friday. That's when a coastal low could develop off the coast of Florida and lift into North Carolina. That will likely bring rain chances Friday night into Saturday, and temperatures will be cooler in the 70s, getting down to 75 degrees Saturday afternoon.
Thanks, Peter. One of 3 people facing charges after a shooting in the middle of Glenwood South over the weekend will be in court today. Officers responded to the intersection of Glenwood Avenue and Tucker Street shortly before 2 a.m. Sunday. They tell us a man was shot in the arm, but is expected to be okay. The person has not been identified. Police arrested 3 people. 20-year-old Darian Newsom is one of them, facing charges of assault with a deadly weapon inflicting serious injury. He's out on bond and has a court appearance this afternoon. 2 other men are charged with carrying a concealed weapon. A search is underway this morning for an F-35 fighter jet that crashed near Charleston, South Carolina. A jet similar to this one here went down Sunday afternoon. The pilot ejected safely, and they were taken to a medical facility for treatment. The pilot is in stable condition. No word on what caused the crash. The military says the fighter jet's last known location was near Lake Moultrie and Lake Marion.
New this morning, the mother of Sergio Brown, a former NFL player who was reported missing over the weekend, has been found dead in Illinois. Police say family members told them on Saturday that they had not been able to get in touch with Brown or his 73-year-old mother. Officers found his mother unresponsive near a creek behind her house. She was pronounced dead at the scene. Police do not know where Sergio is at this time. And Kim Jong-un is returning to North Korea after his 6-day tour of Russia. During his visit, Kim held talks with his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, raising the possibility North Korea could provide Russia with weapons to aid its invasion of Ukraine.
A lawsuit that ended race-based admissions at the University of North Carolina and other universities around the country cost UNC nearly $25 million to defend. Most of that money went to an international law firm whose attorneys charged the university nearly $1,000 an hour. The spending on outside lawyers is in addition to time the university's internal legal staff and the state attorney general's office spent on the case, which went all the way up to the United States Supreme Court. The final cost may increase significantly still. Now that UNC has lost the case, the group that sued them over affirmative action policies is expected to ask the court to force the university to cover its legal fees as well. For a detailed look at the legal costs, current university leaders are uneasy about footing this bill. You can visit nccapital.com.
2 pilots are dead after crashing at an air race in Reno, Nevada. This happened on Sunday afternoon at the National Championship Air Races and Air Show. Organizers say 2 planes collided as they landed. No one else was hurt. The race was suspended after the crash. The National Transportation Safety Board and the FAA are investigating what happened.
People in parts of Illinois are dealing with major flooding after several inches of rain poured down on the state. The National Weather Service estimated some areas saw anywhere between 3 and 9 inches of rain as of late Sunday afternoon. Some counties are under a flood warning until 5 o'clock tonight. Multiple cars could be seen on the flooded streets, and firefighters work to help people stuck in those cars.
More companies are using artificial light, to grow produce indoors and keep harvesting all year long. This includes through a process called vertical farming. It involves creating fresh produce in a greenhouse environment and allows companies to produce much more food in a smaller indoor space. Officials with one company say this also protects crops from the perils of climate change.
To use every part of nature and the environment outside that we can to our benefit, but by also giving these plants the optimal grow environment 24/7, 365 days a year.
But critics argue vertical farming uses fossil fuels to power the operations rather than the free and environmentally friendly sunlight that's available outdoors.
Tonight, the Franklin County Board of Commissioners will discuss the construction of a new cell phone tower that is raising concern from some of its neighbors. The proposed Verizon tower would be on J.A. Rogers Road in the northern part of the county. People who live nearby say they are worried the 245-foot tall tower could block their views and hurt their property values. The hearing is happening tonight at 7 at the Franklin County Plaza in Lewisburg.
Actress and current daytime TV talk show host Drew Barrymore walking back an attempt to restart her show during the ongoing writer's strike. CB Cotton tells us about the move that drew backlash.
New episodes of Drew Barrymore's daytime talk show were slated to begin airing tomorrow, but the show will not go on for the Hollywood actress. This comes after she faced intense backlash and was even dropped from a hosting gig. The actress writing in part on her Instagram page, "I have no words to express my deepest apologies to anyone I have hurt and, of course, to our incredible team who works on the show and has made it what it is today. We really tried to find our way forward, and I truly hope for a resolution for the entire industry very soon." This change comes after the actress announced just last week the Drew Barrymore show would resume taping as Hollywood writers and actors strike. They're calling for better wages, residuals, and protections to include ones that would prevent jobs from being displaced by artificial intelligence. In addition to getting blowback from the Writers Guild of America, even high-profile celebrities like Alyssa Milano and Rosie O'Donnell chimed in to say they thought Barrymore made a bad move. At one point, picket lines were also spotted outside the show's studio. Labor experts say Barrymore was right to reconsider, especially with the concerns these writers face.
One of their concerns is that scripts from the past could be put in an AI program, and you could have an auto-generated script and replace the writers entirely. Their work weeks have gotten shorter. The number of weeks they spend on it, their ability to make more money has been shorter. I think it's in her best interest to reconsider her position. So I think it was a wise move on her part. I think if she had continued with the production tomorrow as it was scheduled, she would face indefinite, if not permanent, backlash.
That was CB Cotton reporting. CBS also saying it's paused their premiere of their The Talk, which is on their network. That was slated to begin airing today.
Longtime NHL head coach Mike Babcock is out of his latest job before the season even starts. Babcock resigned yesterday as head coach of the Columbus Blue Jackets after less than 2 months on the job. He's being investigated because they say he asked players to show him the photos on their phones. He said it was for bonding purposes, but others said it was an invasion of privacy. Babcock has faced criticism in the past about his treatment of players during other NHL head coaching jobs. Being comfortable in your own skin is often easier said than done, but a new study shows a positive body image may be good for your mental health as well. Researchers in England used data from thousands of people from more than 60 countries, and they found people with greater body appreciation have higher life satisfaction and mental well-being. Body appreciation was higher in people who are single and people who live in rural areas.
Tonight is your next chance to win a huge Powerball jackpot. The grand prize is now an estimated $638 million. This is the third largest Powerball so far this year. Tonight's drawing will happen at 11 o'clock on WRAL.
And just as we head to the break, here are the winning North Carolina Education Lottery numbers. We'll get a check on weather and traffic next.